So with the release of Borderlands 3 fast approaching, I think it's about time I got around to finishing off the Borderlands Easter eggs video I started all the way back in April by taking a look at 20 Easter egg secrets and references in Borderlands The Pre-Sequel. Now as you may know, I record all of my Easter eggs myself, but for the Borderlands videos I've enlisted the help of a fellow Easter egg YouTuber by the name of Garbit. Garbit is one of the most underrated content creators on the platform and provides no nonsense Easter egg videos usually before anyone else. So after watching this video, head over to his channel using the link in the description and check a few of his videos out. Anyway, without further delay, let's check out 20 Easter eggs, secrets and references in Borderlands The Pre-Sequel. So first up, let's take a look at a couple of the music themed Easter eggs in the game, starting with the DJs in Moxxi's bar. So these two are a reference to the famous DJ duo Daft Punk. The second music related Easter egg can be found on Triton Flats, and I wonder how many of you will get this reference. So this is a reference to the band Pink Floyd, and more specifically their album Dark Side of the Moon. The cover of the album featured a white light passing through a triangle, then refracting into multiple colours, just like this sign. Oh, and if it was in any doubt, the enemies in this area are called the Darksiders. So in the first two Borderlands games, you could find Patricia Tannis riding a fish, and the same Easter egg makes an appearance in Borderlands The Pre-Sequel. If you head to the Regolith range and shoot the barrels in a certain order, this will happen. Now, regular viewers of this channel will know that the legendary sword of Excalibur has been referenced in video games more than once. It's appeared in Goat Simulator MMO, Dying Light, and even Watch Dogs 2. We can also add Borderlands The Pre-Sequel to this list, as at Triton Flats, with a badass rating of at least 2,500, you can find this.
Sweet, sweet loot.
With this being a prequel to the other Borderlands games, I know, I just blew your mind with that little nugget of information, it allowed devs to have a bit of fun with certain characters. One of my favourites is the appearance of the final boss of Borderlands 1, who still has a lot of growing left to do.
Whoa, that actually worked?
I cloned this monstrosity myself. It is a perfect replica of the creature that terrorized Pandora. The Destroyer!
That little last thing?
Not super good at math. Oh, for the love of... It just killed this stupid thing. Well, you know that thing would have actually been pretty damn useful if it hadn't been the size of a friggin' thimble? Whatever. Just come back whenever you're ready.
Right, it's time to look at the multiple movie and TV references in the game, starting with the TV references first. Family Guy is one of my favourite TV shows of all time, and it has countless classic episodes, but one of my favourites has to be the special Star Wars parody, Blue Harvest. At one point in the episode, Peter, Lois, Brian and Chris find themselves stuck in a trash compactor, and we get a brief glimpse of Meg as a monster. Well, in Borderlands The Pre-Sequel, during a mission called Kill Meg, you can find this.
Lock and load!
So this monster is an obvious reference to Meg from Family Guy. It even has a hat similar to Meg's signature headgear. The next TV show to get the Borderlands reference treatment is Doctor Who. During the mission Eradicate, you can find a robot that says this.
You couldn't... I'm sure that's patchable.
So it's pretty obvious that Klaplek is a reference to the Daleks from Doctor Who. The Daleks are famous for repeating the word exterminate, something which I'd love to show you here, but I can't because the BBC copyright anything to do with Doctor Who, so I'll leave a link in the description instead. The final TV reference is one that's dear to my heart. Once again, in Triton Flats, you can find this guy hiding in some trash.
The voices are back. Too many cocks.
So this is a character from Sesame Street, and I think that long-time viewers will know what's coming next. Do you know who else is from Sesame Street, lives in the trash, and is known to be quite grouchy? That's right, it's Big Bird from Sesame Street. No, of course not, it's Oscar the Grouch. I promise that one day it actually will be Big Bird. So that just about does it for TV related Easter eggs. Let's check out some of the movie references now. First up is a reference to one of the most iconic scenes in cinema history. At the lunar launching station, if you press the button that Garbett does and move very quickly, you can find this. So in case you don't know, this is a reference to this scene from E.T. This next Easter egg references a film that I've only just got around to watching. At the Titan Industrial Facility, you can find this. So a head inside of a box and a special gun called Smooth Gwen's other head. Now these are both references to the film 7, and beware, I'm about to spoil the ending of the film, so if you want to avoid those spoilers then skip to the time on screen now. So at the end of 7, the head of Brad Pitt's wife is delivered to him in a box by courier. It's pretty brutal stuff. As far as the name of the pistol being Gwen, that's a reference to Gwyneth Paltrow being the actress that played Brad Pitt's wife. Honestly, if you've never seen the film, it's definitely worth the watch, even if I've just told you the ending. Thankfully, the next movie reference is a little more light-hearted. Once again, in Triton Flats, you can find this guy.
Give me a leg up. Dirt on my tongue.
So from appearances alone, it's pretty obvious that this is a nod towards Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story films. The references don't end there though. The name of this character is Neil Parsec. The first name of Neil is a reference to Neil Armstrong, who along with Buzz Aldrin was the first person to walk on the moon. The second name of Parsec is a unit of measurement used in astronomy, as is a light year. See, my videos are entertaining and educational. On to another movie Easter egg now, this time it's a nod to the Ghostbusters. During your playthrough, you can find a gun called the E-Gun. The E-Gun fires a continuous orange beam similar to the proton beam from the film. Also, the name E-Gun is almost certainly a reference to Dr. Egon Spengler, the creator of the proton pack. One final reference is the no symbol or stop symbol, I think it's a no symbol, on the gun itself, which is a reference to the Ghostbusters famous logo. So we've already seen a Star Wars reference in this video. Well, sort of. With this next clip, there should be no doubt. During the These Are the Bots mission, you can find these two.
This was a terrible idea. A noble warrior lady. Thank goodness. My friend and I have been sent by our mistress to deliver a message of vital importance to Toby Van Adobe.
So if it wasn't already obvious, these guys are a reference to R2-D2 and C-3PO from Star Wars. The final movie reference is perhaps the most impressive of the lot. At Stanton's Liver, you can find the monolith from 2001 A Space Odyssey, and travelling through it takes you to several key locations from the film. Right, so that wraps up the movie references, and it's now time for one of the most heartwarming Easter eggs in video games. At Concordia, you can find this very special box. This box was designed by a child named Asaya, who through the Make-A-Wish Foundation visited Gearbox Software. Asaya's name can be seen inside of the box too. The next Easter egg is probably my favourite one in the game. At regolith range you can find the letters D and K. I wonder what use they could have.
Warning, oxygen levels at half.
That's it! That is the last straw! It's go time, you name-calling jerk!
These final two Easter eggs are references to other video games, starting with one of my favourite games of all time. In the think tank buried in the sand, you can find the remains of a Big Daddy from the Bioshock series.
I want you to do something for me, and I promise it doesn't involve collecting robot parts.
The 20th and last Easter egg is a reference to the Super Mario Bros. At Tycho's Ribs, if you ride an elevator into the black hole, you will find yourself in a very, very special area. So that's it, that's 20 Easter eggs, secrets and references in Borderlands The Pre-Sequel. Once again, a huge thank you to Garbett for recording all of these clips just so I could make this video for you lot. Don't forget the link to his channel will be in the description, so go and check that out. If you're a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.